right, we're going to have a seat here, and we're excited to bring this panel to you this afternoon. So you've heard a lot of great things today, this morning already. How about the roots of success? We've been talking about the diverse ways that we can grow businesses, that we can make an impact, and they're going to be sharing stories from their own personal experience today. And we want to talk specifically about what I call the triple bottom line. 3 Ps, okay? So obviously in any business, we know that it needs to be profitable, right? But we also, what you've heard today already, and what they're going to share more stories about, are the other 2 Ps, the triple bottom line. So we can talk about people impact and planet impact, okay? People, profits, and planet, and how we can bring that in. I think businesses can be one of the greatest change agents in the world. And we're on the front lines. We have an opportunity to make decisions every day that impact lives. We have an opportunity to make a difference with our businesses. You've heard that when John was talking today about his restaurants, okay? We've talked about the impact with Bryce and his monster truck and what he does with that and the gear framework. We've heard that again and again. And so I'm going to let them first introduce what they do, what business they serve in, and we're going to dive into some stories, kind of go behind the scenes of their impact in that triple bottom line area.
Hi there, my name is Jamie Samples, and I have an equine, which is horse, marketing agency, so we serve the horse industry. And I thought it would be interesting just to share that the horse industry is a $122 billion industry, and here in Ohio, in 1 month, $408 million it brings into Ohio. So the horse industry is giant, so I get to help horse business owners of all different types with social media, email, etc., all the marketing things. So I've been doing that for about 16 years, and I'm so pumped to be here.
I'm Tyrone Russel. I'm in Columbus, and I have a digital and video marketing and strategy company, working primarily with nonprofits and mission-forward, mission-driven businesses, because, you know, we got to be good to each other.
I already have my own mic, thanks.
Thought I was being good to you. Yep. There you go.
I'm Jena Stearns. I am a sponsor of the event through Beyond Laser Creations. I make all the gear that you got today, your bags, your t-shirts, your lanyards, all the tchotchkes, I think someone said to me, which I believe they're more than that. They mean more than that to me. I'm an entrepreneur. Sorry, Terry, but I am self-made. I taught myself. Thanks YouTube and TikTok for that. But I'm from a very, very small little community of about 12,000 people. So our impact, I do have like a friend here that also has a business in our little town, and our impact needs to be huge. It needs to be a statement to reach 12,000 people.
All right, thanks guys. And for myself, I run 2 companies, and the one of them I've just emerged into is a wellness coaching business, and the second one is a nonprofit called I Give Global, and together with those, I was just returning from Ecuador 2 days ago, so I spent the last month there. And one of the things as we talk about the people impact and the planet impact I was with a chocolate company, and they make organic chocolate, and they do a couple things to impact their world in that regard. So number one is they pay a sustainable wage to the cacao farmers. So again, they're trying to ensure that the local farmer, the one at the root source of growing what is going to be turning into chocolate, is taken care of, not taken advantage of. So that's just a simple way that they are impacting their people. And then as well, they have worked at a carbon neutral operation in their manufacturing of chocolate. So again, they're trying to take a look at ways that they're reducing waste, that they're recycling, and together all those things come together in an award-winning chocolate company called Picari that has won global awards and is profitable. So that's just a little snippet of what can happen here. So I want to turn it back to Jamie for one of her stories in this 3P arena.
Thank you. So this kind of has to do with the profit and, of course, people. Early on in my business, I'll tell you the very short version because I'm a talker. So the very, very short version is, early on in my business, I was at a plateau and I was like, I have to fix something. So I was like, I'm gonna look inside. I asked my best friend, what am I really bad at? And she's like, you are a horrible listener. You're like one of the most, she's like, you're the worst listener I know, because I really like to talk and I just get excited about people's things and ideas and then I talk over them. So I realized that that was a skill that I needed. If people were gonna feel heard and seen and all of those things, I needed to do better. So fast forward, I did all these really weird things to help me remember, like putting sticky notes on my computer on calls that said, shut up, shut your face, don't talk, you know, all those reminders. And so I really seriously had to work on it, very, very hard. So fast forward about 6 or 8 months, I got on a call with a guy who's well-traveled, great businessman. At the end of the call, he said, Jamie, I have never felt more heard in my life. And I was like, woohoo! So that was like 10 years ago. I still haven't made it. I'm still working at that every day. But I will tell you what that did for my business is, in me looking at myself, how can I benefit the people that I work with? I need to just do better with the things that I'm not good at. So I focused on those things, and then in doing so, those of you in sales know one of the powerful things you could do is just be quiet, because you'll learn all the things you need to know about your prospective client or customer. And so over the last 10 years, I've probably made much more money by learning to just be quiet. So I think in loving people, you know, taking account for myself to be like, I need to do better so that I can love people through my business. So.
Well, in previous lives, I was a yoga instructor. I spent a lot of time in chiropractic school when I thought I was going to be a chiropractor, but science does not work for me. So there's a lot of caring that I believe I bring to the table when I'm working with clients. And one of the things when I was teaching yoga was, the studio owner had said, after I'd been there for about a year or two, said, you know, since you've been here, the population of the studio changed. It got more male, it got more diverse, meaning there were more people of color. And, I realized that as a business, images are important. Images become the invitation. So it's important that when you show up as a business owner, you show up wholly, because there is somebody who needs to see you to know that it's okay to show up. You know, so at a yoga studio, when I'm there, not the typical yoga person, people who look like me, who are older, larger, darker, see that and think, oh, I can do that. And so when you as a business owner just show up and be yourself and be really authentic, then the people who need to see you think, oh, yeah, that's a safe place to go and be.
Tyrone, that's good because, I mean, how many times have we already heard that this morning? Jeff Howell was talking about that in his branding piece, and Terry was just talking about that with, I don't want to call you a unicorn, but he said be a unicorn, right? So, yeah, okay, all right. Jena, go ahead.
Similar to everybody else's story, the way that we connect with people, it's important for me in my business to kind of create a culture. We host a number of workshops, paint parties. I think somebody, was it Jeff was talking about his wife building projects. That's what we do in my studio, in my brick and mortar. So we create a culture where it's safe to make mistakes. Everybody's like, oh my God, I can't even draw a stick figure. Well, it's fine, don't worry about it. It's step by step. I'm gonna show you, and if you do make a mistake, I'm gonna show you how to fix it, because there's no mistakes. Everybody just makes up their own way, and it's a safe culture. And people, when they come in, they relax, they look forward to our craft nights. A lot of my subscribers, they do monthly workshops, and I provide them a craft every single month. They don't even care what it is. They want to be in the shop, and they just want to relax, and they look forward to it, because we've created a safe space in somewhere where they can look forward to just being authentic. So that really resonated with me when Jeff talks about being authentic. Just show up, just be yourself, because that is providing more for your clients than any piece of knowledge that you could give them, just to show them that you're human and have that human connection.
I've also asked the panel to think about ways that they have experienced other businesses that the 3 Ps, where someone has impacted them, and they're going to be telling some stories about that as well. So I think that this conference is an example of exactly what we're talking about, and because what Now puts on, Now Marketing Group, with the conference is something that is a resource to you, right? So Now Marketing Group is not here for a profitability factor, but they are here for a people impact. Jessica is giving back to the community, to the surrounding area, and bringing people in, and so this is a prime example of that triple bottom line, people impact that can occur through a business, through an organization. And Jessica also talks about you want repeat and referral business, and what is going to generate that, what is going to keep people coming back is going to be their experience with you and how they do that. And so we want to kind of dive into some more stories about the ways that we have been impacted or experienced businesses, or other examples.
Okay, well, I had an example yesterday, but this is going to be a better one. Okay, so I love Chewy. I was going to talk about how great Chewy makes me feel, like the world's best dog mom and chicken mom and everything else. But I'm going to talk about Farmhouse Fresh. So they have skincare, and you talked about referral and that kind of thing. So Farmhouse Fresh, I'm almost 50, so thank you to Farmhouse Fresh for their great skincare line. But I have been using them now for quite some time, and they do a really good job with how they, number one, they do package everything sustainably and all of that. But when I buy products from them, they will send information because what they do, their underlying thing is they take care of farm animals, and they have a rescue that they run also, and it's a huge organization. But they also are really, really incredibly smart. They send samples, a lot of them, little tiny sample packets, and they give you a coupon code. So I usually give the sample packs. Number one, they have a great product, of course. They have a wonderful product. But they package it well. When you get it, you get a picture of an animal in there. You can kind of connect with, like, okay, this is what my purchase did. And it's just, the whole experience is great. I've had a couple little minor customer service issues. They take care of it right away. But knowing that what I'm purchasing gives me an opportunity to not only share the product with someone else, and to have a coupon code for next time, and you get points. And so I just feel wonderful buying from them. So I would say that's probably a better example for today based off what you just said. So.
I'm taking care of my father, and he's 92. I call him Big Russ. He's about that tall, that big. And when we go pick up his medicine at our local pharmacy, we have fallen in love with that pharmacy, and it's such a simple thing, right? We're picking up meds. But the fact that they all know his name, and they're really happy to see him, and they make it clear that they're happy he's here to pick up some meds, is the kind of thing that, I tell all my friends about the pharmacy, and he's happy to go with me. So don't sleep on actually being really nice to the people who show up for your business.
Being from such a little town of the 12,000, and when I say little, I mean, I believe our average income, I heard, is like 35 to 40,000. So these people do not have a ton of money to spend on non-necessity products like I provide. So I really, truly value my customers, and I appreciate the fact that they chose consciously to make a decision to spend their dollars with me. So I try to reward them like they are the most important customer. If they're even coming in to buy the $15 pair of earrings, or if they buy a little tiny bookmark or a little tiny plant marker for $2, to me, that person is just as important as a customer that wants to spend $20,000 for their event swag. I try to leverage my business to make people in my small community feel much, much bigger than they are. Even if it's, just at the grocery store, stop and say hi, because they all know you and they all talk about you. Whether it's good or bad, it's all talk. But they talk about you in a way that is, you are part of their community, and you are providing income and generating tax dollars for their community. You need to make them feel just as appreciated as the person that spends $1 with you or $20,000 with you. And I try so hard to leverage my business to make them feel just as important.
Jena, also, sometimes it's not about your product or your service, but it's about maybe being at the right place at the right time and just paying attention and being human about that. So Jena was telling me last night a little story about something outside of her store and how she's become known as a place that can offer some help. So why don't you go into that one a little bit?
There are a few of us in our downtown area that we try to put things out there and say, like, hey, our local homeless guy might need, he came in and asked me for a transistor radio. I had no idea what that transistor part meant, but I'm like, do you mean like a radio, like with AM and FM? And yeah, that's what he wanted. And I'm like, oh, I have no idea where to get that except for Amazon. Well, I put it out there on Facebook. I'm like, hey, Clancy needs a radio. Anybody help me out? Trisha also does this in her business, lots of community events of outreach, and it's just become like people will message me all the time, hey, Clancy, need anything? Yeah, he asked for a pair of gloves the other day. And people have reached out so much, and it's been overwhelming where I'm like, hey, no, like, he's fine. He doesn't want that. He doesn't need that. And it's so nice because you can use your business as like a helping ground too, where, you know, it's little things where they're not going to go to United Way or they're not going to go to an agency, but it's just like a human to human connection where people want to help. And I just try to be like, hey, yeah, leave that here. Yeah, I'll get that to him. And a lot of us in our downtown area do services like that, and it's so unofficial, but it's so needed, and it's that human-to-human connection that people remember.
And Mike to Tyrone there. But Tyrone, even this morning, you and I were talking, and you mentioned how you had a aha moment for one of your clients, and you even took the time already today to contact them just from something that impacted you here at the conference. You want to share a little bit about that?
Yeah, you know, I love helping my clients, and so the minute I'd heard something that I could use, I just texted the client, said, oh my God, you know, I figured it out. We're going to be able to get your business more business. Text me when I get home.
Yeah, absolutely. So there are things that we can be doing, and I want you just to kind of ponder that with your business as you think about, obviously we all need to be profitable, but we want to make a lasting impact. We want to have more of the roots of success. What are the little things that you can be doing? What are the little ways that you can be adding that extra touch, that customer experience, that impact? And it goes not just to your customers, but also to your vendors, okay? So there can be those kind of interactions. And then again, when we talk about planet, sometimes that is a little bit more of a difficult one. We think, okay, how do I do that? Is there recycling or those types of pieces? And I had a very interesting conversation with Jennifer. So I'm trying to find Jennifer. I want to actually come up here and just share a little bit. Jennifer is the owner of the meeting place on Market here in Lima. And I want to give her a moment just to talk about what you're doing with this whole 3P arena as well.
Thank you. So one of our values at the meeting place is sustainability. And a few things that we do is we use all recycled products for our gift boxes that we ship around the country. And then if you come even if you used our plates this morning, they're actually made of sugar cane, which is a renewable and biodegradable resource. We also have cups made of cornstarch. So that is one of the ways that we really try to lean into sustainability, is to make sure that we're using products that aren't adding to the landfill, but in fact are renewable and also biodegradable. Yeah. So.
Excellent, thank you. Let's give her a round of applause for coming up on short notice there. All right, so do you want to go back to Chewy, or do you want to go in a different direction on one? I wanted to give you an opportunity to share what you see as important for your business moving forward in making an impact that is lasting.
Sure. So I think for me, we live in a world where it's like a lot of professional development. And I think for my business, as long as I continue on the path of how can I continue to do better through honestly teaching my son and teaching other people around me just how to do better and be better every day that we're doing all the things we do in business. I will say over the years, it's been really nice to be able to, when I'm listening, I can hear people say things like, oh, it's my son's birthday, or my daughter's adopting, or these random things. And so I help to celebrate those things in their life too, even though they are just clients. And so that's kind of what I just continue to do, I think for me, as long as I can continue listening and just paying attention and seeing people and helping them to be heard. Whether they become my client or not, it's a good interaction, and it's just putting something beautiful out into the world. That's my hope.
Yeah, I believe that with everything that's going on in the world, right, the best way to sort of take care of the planet is to take care of the people around us. And it is as simple as just sort of meeting people where they are. There's a theory called right shifting, where you meet people where they are, and then you try to just get things to shift up to the right a little bit better. So that's sort of one of the yoga things that I picked up. You meet people where they are, and it's unreasonable to think, oh, this is your first yoga class, you're going to be putting your foot behind your head. It's, all right, where are you? Can you touch your toes? All right, we'll start there. And that's how you get people to be good to each other. You be good to somebody, they'll be good to the next person.
Exactly what Tyrone said. Positivity is contagious, and if someone comes into my shop, I don't know why, but it always seems like my counter they see as like a therapist bed, and they just spill everything, and I'm trying to check them out, but yet they just keep talking and talking and talking. And if you shift the conversation to maybe a little bit more positive, by the time they leave, it's like, oh yeah, it wasn't that bad, or oh, it wasn't as bad as I thought. And I believe that when they leave there, your positivity that you just spewed on them without them knowing, they're going to go back out into their communities and their jobs and culture and be positive too. Like, man, Jena didn't even care that I was all pissy, but you know what? I really don't care that you're mad, but I want to try to make it better so that you can go make somebody else's day better. And I think with my workshops and my paint parties and everything, we do create that positive culture. We act so silly. We talk about everything. Everybody seems to come there and vent, but by the time they just feel like, oh, okay, I got that off my shoulder, and that was a lot of fun. We are so down to earth that I feel that it makes people feel more comfortable in my shop and in my business, and I think that's just the overall culture that we create is like fun, and they just seem to relax by the time we're done in my shop.
I really like these paint party concepts, right? So
Yeah, do you want to sign up? You can sign up at beyondlasercreations.com/workshops.
there you go. Gary. But I'm sure in an event like that, there's community build, and they're getting over some fears, and they're having an experience. And are you getting some repeat people out of that, or some referrals?
Yeah, we've actually had to break out groups because they have invited so many of their friends into the subscription that I couldn't fit that many on the same night every month, so we've broke off into groups. So now we have they're almost like reunions every month. Everybody comes on their own night, and it's become I don't want to say the cult word, but it's become like a craft cult that we've created, and everybody looks forward to their own night.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so as you've heard, diversity of stories, diversity of experiences within this, but the idea, the opportunity before you is to take a look at your business, your organization from a triple bottom line perspective, and just to slow down. I think that sometimes we can get so busy on our next marketing thing, our next sale, those types of pieces, that we can forget to take a look at the human that we're interacting with, the human that's behind us. Everyone comes with their own story, their own experience in that moment, and we have an opportunity for impact and to spread that out, for you to think about for yourself that triple bottom line. What is an area? What's a small step? And I like Tyrone's example there. Start small, right? I'm not putting my leg behind my head, at this point in time, but I can touch my toes, right? So start small. So where can you begin to take a moment to start small. And I want to come back to Bryce's, his gear framework and his E. Do you remember what the E was? Experiment, okay? So there's an opportunity. All these things are woven together under that Roots of Success theme, and we can make the world a better place, one interaction at a time, through our business as we experiment with the opportunities to impact people as well as the profitability and the planet. So thank you for your time, and I'm going to be doing a table talk on this. If you want to talk further tomorrow, you can come and talk to me about that as well. All right, thank you.